Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. As you may know, iRacing Season 4 has just released, which means we're going to continue with the iRating grind. The races in this video get mental, and especially the last one, which was probably my best performance I've ever had on iRacing. So stick around to the end to see what happens. Alright, let's start off with the first race. We qualified on pole for this race, and also I want to add that I haven't even played in 2 weeks, so you can imagine my reaction to getting pole position on my first race back. So we survived the first turn without any incidents, and when you start on pole, really the only thing you have to do is keep your head up and drive, which meant that there was not much action in this race. It was just me trying to pull away from the cars behind. Although the guy in P2 stayed on my gearbox the entire race, he was putting an insane amount of pressure on me, but in the end we managed to keep P1 and take home our first race win of the season. Now this next race was a bit more eventful. We qualified P3 and got a run on P2 up to the first corner. Alright, I'm gonna pause it there because I don't even know what happened. He just turned and got absolutely murdered by the wall.
Holy shit, someone thought I got his family, he's dead.
Alright, so back to the serious racing. We're about to go 3 wide into the next corner, and somehow we all kept it clean. There was a bit of contact, but it wasn't too bad, just enough to give me some front end damage. So you're about to see me lose a bunch of positions, and here it starts off with this corner where I got a poor run out of T1, and now the car behind has a run on me, and it really does not help that my car's not turning properly because of this damage. I didn't fight for these positions too much because I knew I was a bit slower than the other cars, so I just decided to let them through and lose as little time as possible. So fast forwarding to the end of the race now, nothing else really happens, and we eventually come home in P6, which is not too bad. Now this race was probably one of the best performances I've ever had on iRacing. I was not as fast as the guys ahead, but I just took advantage of every opportunity I could, and you'll see what I mean later on in the race. The start was pretty clean though. We qualified P6 and made no contact, but we also didn't gain any positions. So this part of the race was mainly the cars in front pulling away, and I was trying my best to stay with them. But eventually, they all started fighting with each other, which allowed me to slowly catch up to them and try and gain more positions. We got the move done on the Ferrari, and you'll notice there's quite a lot of Ferraris around this track. I haven't used a Ferrari around here, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say that it's the optimal car. But anyway, fast forwarding to here, you're going to see that there's now a huge battle for the lead involving 5 cars. So coming on to the last lap, this was absolutely insane. In fact, I'll just let you watch it for yourself. That was absolutely mental. Going from P3 to P1 in the last lap. Yeah, but that's going to do it for this episode. We're going to end off on 2,600 iRating this time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.